Hi, I'm Zara. Welcome to my channel. It's brand new, so if you're joining me, then thank you so much for taking a look at my first ever video on this channel. I'm Zara, so I'm a therapist and I have been interested in non-duality for about 20 years now. So I kind of integrate the two, healing, the healing aspect of non-duality. As you go along the path, the spiritual path, you start to uncover and decondition yourself, and or life deconditions you. And so there's a point where a lot of stuff comes up, a lot of the dross and the challenging material from our pasts comes up, and comes up to the light of consciousness, light of awareness, and that can be very difficult, very painful for a lot of people. So I just wanted to start something that was supportive of that intersection between spirituality, awakening, and psychological healing. So this video is going to be about the spiritual heart, which is my favorite topic. So I'll be talking about this quite a lot, and it's something that came to my awareness quite early on. I think maybe the first video or teacher I ever came across, I think, was Eckhart Tolle. And when I saw a video of his, I just felt like someone had like a light had turned on in the center of my chest, or like a flame had lit, or something like that. And that never really went out. That never extinguished. It just kind of glows more brightly and vibrantly when I hear truth, or I'm around teachings or teachers who are talking about or embodying the truth of what we all are. So and then I guess it's kind of been a little bit of a guide as well for me. So it can act as almost like the truth teller. You can tell truth, or if someone knows, or they're kind of emanating truth, then you kind of light up, or at least I light up inside. So it's one way that I can sort of tell what's going to be useful for me or not. And it's different from emotions. The emotional is kind of more of a field that is, it's emanating, it's consistent, it's warm, it's very difficult to put into words. I think the emotional aspect is very dependent on what's going on, outside circumstances, our interpretation of those outside circumstances, whether something is in alignment with our preferences or not. It's very conditional, and it can be up and down, can't it? We either like something, or we're moving away from something, we're experiencing aversion, or trying to get towards something, or we're trying to seek pleasure. So that is a very different quality. It has a very different quality to it than the spiritual heart. So I guess along the way, that kind of field, I suppose you could call it, of the spiritual heart, the more you attend to it, the more you place your attention and your awareness on it, I think the more that it becomes apparent. And then at a certain point, it becomes very enlivened and rich, and it's just this whole inner landscape that has a depth a depth to it that you could just go inward forever, you know, and explore that, the landscape of your inner world through the spiritual heart, and really has no end. And I came across Dr. David Clements fairly recently, actually. I don't know how I've missed him, because he's a wonderful, wonderful teacher. So if you haven't heard of him, then go and check him out, because he's incredible, and he has an amazing Patreon I don't know what we call it, account, whatever, platform, where he offers just the most wonderful meditations. So they are life-changing. But he describes the center. Well, he describes the spiritual heart as the center of our soul. But then he also describes the center of the spiritual heart as the infinity point, which I think is a really lovely term. I just love that term, the infinity point, and it points to the fact that there is no end. There's just an ever deepening internal exploration and depth to that that aspect of us, that deepest aspect of us. So it connects us to our transpersonal self. It connects us to our soul, if you want to call it a soul, and beyond. I feel like it's really our connection to source. Actually, this infinity point is our connection to the divine, or the source. So it's a direct line of communication, which is really something special when you think about it, or when you feel into that. So it can feel like when it starts to come online a bit more, and you spend more time meditating on the spiritual heart, which I recommend, or placing your awareness, your attention, reading about it, just softening into that space. If you're, usually up in your head, very mental and cognitive, or you're usually outwardly focused, then it's really worth taking some time during the day regularly to just check in quietly, recenter yourself into that space. For me, it feels like the center of my chest. People describe it slightly being too, you see it depicted in images of Jesus, don't you? This flaming heart. So it's depicted maybe a little bit further up. But for me, the way I feel it is in my center. But you might feel it in slightly different places depending on your felt sense, or how you experience it individually. I can only speak from experience, my own experience. So, but it can feel like a warmth, like a gentle pulsating. It's pleasant. It's not unpleasant at all. It's pleasant sensation, warm. It feels dynamic, like it's moving, like it has an aliveness to that area, that place. So if you just now are speaking about it, you might be able to get a sense of that if you just close your eyes or drop your gaze a little bit and just settle down and place your attention, your awareness on that center point in your chest. And really, we're just noticing what's present, what's there for you. So maybe you feel nothing, maybe you feel a lot going on there, maybe it's very active, or maybe you're very aware already of that part of you. But whatever is going on for you, there isn't any need to judge it. It's just what is. And we know that, the more whatever we're resisting is simply that's simply just suffering. So just notice. It's enough just to notice what's there, just placing our attention. And we also know that whatever you're placing your attention on will grow, will, the experience of it will increase, will get more vibrant, and it will be enhanced. So placing your attention is enough just to notice what's going on there for you. So let's take a few moments together to just do that. And what I like to do is to breathe as if I'm breathing from the center of my chest. Which probably sounds silly because most people often breathe from their chest, right? But really placing your attention on that center point as you breathe. And that's, for me, when I breathe, it's giving it a sort of vital vitality, I suppose. As I breathe in, it's almost expanding. It's like an expansion feeling, sensation. So when you look around in your everyday life, over time, the more you place your attention there, the more aware of that part of you are, that depth, that richness, that inner landscape of real love. It's a real felt sense of love and joy and peace all in one area. So as you become more aware of that place, then you can maybe start to be able to almost, whatever you're looking at, it's almost as if you can trace that seemingly external object back to the heart. Or another way I like to describe it is, it's as if when we're walking around the world, it's as if we're seeing from the heart. That's how it kind of feels. So either that you can trace everything back to the heart, or that we are perceiving from the heart, as well as our eyes, our vision. It's almost as if we are simultaneously viewing things from the heart, which gives that real sense of unconditional love. And also what I realized was, it was like the felt sense of oneness. That was when the heart comes online, when the heart awakens through grace, or hanging out with spiritual teachers, or whatever, however that happens for you. It's it's like the felt sense of unconditional love. And I think that's what they mean when they say, you can, you can unconditionally love everyone or everything, because it's actually this deeper place, the soul, that's loving, or just expressing through us. And part of that expression is that flow of unconditional love. So, and we're not excluded from that, by the way. Our personality, our body-mind complex as these characters they're not excluded from that. They're included. Everything is included, and that love is also includes us and all our idiosyncrasies and imperfections too. We're equally that unconditional love is equally for us too. So yeah, let me know how you experience that spiritual heart, if you do. And I'd love to hear your experience of that, and how it kind of manifests in the body and in your life, and how what difference it makes to you and your life and your quality of life. So great to see you all, and I hope you can subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and please give it a thumbs up. That'd be really great. Thank you so much.